Okay, this short video is about the Tack N Peel reusable cling sheet material for the use with bare rubber dies. And I forgot to mention the dimensions that this comes in the video, so I'm doing it right here in the beginning. But these, as far as I know, come in a single sheet pack, and the size of this sheet is 6.5 inches long by 4 inches wide. So, and it's a trimmable type, so you can use, several different sizes of acrylic blocks, Or in this video, what I do is I'm using the entire piece on one very large acrylic block from my largest stamps. And of course, a large block can fit smaller ones on there, but I think, if you have a really small image, something like this, or, something like this, it's just easier to have, some smaller blocks. But in theory, you can use one just really large block for all of your stamps, but like I said, if you have something like that, a die like that, do you want to be stamping this gigantic thing like that? You could, if you just want to buy one, size of, or one sheet of, Tack N Peel for everything from small to large. So anyways, hope this video comes in handy for you if this is a kind of a type of material that you might be interested in. Okay, I just picked up a pack of these clear acrylic mounts from Rubber Stamp Concepts. I needed a large format acrylic block for some of my larger stamps. Like these are two of the latest stamps, and they just didn't fit on my previous, largest acrylic block, and it has the Tack N Peel on it. So I was, when I used something like this, I was kind of using it at an angle, like so. But even so, it didn't fit the full stamp on there. So this one should do the trick. If I, make any stamp design that's larger than this, I'm in trouble. So I don't know. I don't foresee a stamp getting bigger than this one. I have one that's called Seaside Cove that we used to have on a really big block. It was 10 and I think about 1/4 inch or something like that, but it was on a large block. But that stamp in itself isn't really meant to be used in its entirety. I mean, you can, but I used that one more for portions of it. So anyways, this one should fit the bill nicely, okay? But now, here's the thing. If I'm going to use it with some of the Tack N Peel, let me get this Tack N Peel out of here. I ordered 2 packs of it. Okay, this is the Tsukineko Tack N Peel. As you can see, it doesn't really quite cover the entirety of this block. I don't know, actually it almost does. So let me see here. Let me see if this is going to do the whole thing. Alright, I'm mistaken here. I think it could do just about my longest designs. Let me see, one more. Okay. Alright, I might get lucky here. That should be just fine. But let's take it out of this pack right here. Now, you might have seen me using Tack N Peel in previous videos, in scene stamping, or you might have seen the Tack N Peel dedicated video on what this material is. But what it is this kind of this rubbery type of material that on one side has more of that cling type of tacky surface. And it's not quite so much cling, but it's kind of sticky. It's not going to leave a residue on anything or something like that, but it's more of that color form type of thing that, that like kids used to use, for like a non kind of permanent application of something, or you've seen these things where you stick it on windows and you can kind of peel it off. That's what it is on one side, and then on the other side it's more of a permanent adhesive. Okay, and that's the side that you're going to stick on your blocks. And it's flexible, it's like rubber or something like that. So two different sides, and let's say I need to make sure that I'm sticking the correct side on the to the acrylic block. All right. Okay, this side is the tacky side for your stamps. Okay, and the side with the yellow paper on it. Actually, they're almost, when it's brand new, it's really tacky. Okay. Alright, it is the yellow side that has more of the permanent adhesive. Now, I got lucky here. I thought what this video was going to be about was sticking it one piece right here, and then using the other side and sticking it on this so it goes flush. But as I can see, I'm not going to need to do that, so I'm just going to eyeball it here too. Okay, let's go about this. I want it roughly even on both sides. I'm trying to take a look at it from above. Zoom in a little bit here. Okay. And we'll go about like so. Okay. Let's see. I have this brayer here, so might as well use some of that. There's all kinds of different stamp positioners these days, such as the kind of more of the I don't know, that hinged flap type of one, but I'm someone that uses more of the these acrylic blocks still. I want to be able to move them around and tilt and angle them, for scenic stamping. Perfect placement isn't really needed for this type of application with scenic stamping. Okay, now this is set down here. It's nice and flush. I'm looking around to see if there's any air bubbles, and if there is one, a small one, it's not really going to be a problem, but that's really not an issue with this. This has this piece of little plastic, sheet on top, and that's something that you want to keep, A lot of times we're cutting this down, the Tack N Peel for smaller blocks like this, but you always want to keep that top so that, when you're done stamping for the day, what you do is you just replace this back on there like so. I mean, if you lose this or something, this sheet, you can replace it with something else, probably plastic or something, but never something like paper, otherwise it's going to stick like, like crazy to this Tack N Peel right here. It has this tacky surface, so it has this temporary mount, okay? But when you pull this off right now, okay, it's not going to leave any residue on here. This is perfectly, clean, all right? Now, when these are brand new, there's a lot of tack to it, but and it doesn't take much to stick that down, and it's ready to go, okay? As far as this Tack N Peel goes, one of the things about that plastic sheet, where did it go? I lost my plastic sheet. It's clear, so I can't even see it. But one of the things you do is you just put it right back over the top again, and then you can use this other side if you have, say, some cling foam mounted stamps. You can put it on this side and stamp it, those ones on this side if you want to, okay? So it's not like this block is now dedicated only for, rubber dies only, all right? But what I was getting at here was, as I said in my previous video in regards to the use of this, is if this ever gets kind of less tacky, I can tell this one's less tacky than this one right here, because it's brand new, but you just take it and rinse it underneath the sink and, kind of rub it off, and it becomes really tacky again. You just let it air dry, and it's ready to go. But remember always to keep that little sheet there. And where did my sheet go? I don't know. I'll have to find it here. It should be right on my desk. It's kind of invisible. So anyways, that's a little Tack N Peel application video, and now I am ready to go with your Tack N Peel. If you have some kind of application, like say if I'm doing a moon or something like that, and it's going to be placed up here, if you want to, you can place a couple images on here. Or if you have an unmounted like bird stamp and it's just the die, and you're going to be putting it here, you can place it right down there and stamp them, both at the same time. So that's one of the other things. It's not just for individual stamps like this. If you're going to be placing something around it, you can kind of compose on here, do one impression of it, and then peel them off, and then work your other stamps around on those impressions like that. So anyways, this is a pretty good material here, and it's one of those things. Some people like having the cling foam cushion on here so that when they're stamping it out, it gives a little bit of a different feel. The Tack N Peel is good for those who just don't feel like mounting up, all of your stamps and trimming them on that cling foam material. So instead of having the the tacky backing on all of your stamps, you just have it on, I would say I use about 5 different blocks with the Tack N Peel material on it, so, everything from your small images, up to your medium ones, and now I have a nice large one. So anyway, that's that video, and for those looking for some alternatives to your, previously mounted wood stamps, or, an alternative for mounting up all your cling stamps, this is something that you might want to look into as far as, oh, there's my plastic sheet. The Tack N Peel is a pretty good way to go, and I've been using it now for maybe 2 or 3 years, and the first one that I bought on my block, it's working just fine still, and I've used it quite a bit, and I've had to wash a couple of them off a couple times, so you'll know when it starts to become less tacky and things just don't stick. But I use it until it just, it practically gets to the point where when I turn it over, it just falls right off. That's about the time when I kind of start washing them off. So it's a nice material, and I don't know, I've been pretty happy with it so far. So anyways, thanks for watching the video, and hope it comes in handy for you.